The Earthcare game allows us to explore the many ways we can all care for the Earth. It's eco-friendly and mindfully made in Australia. So, here's how to play. The Earthcare game will come with How Many Steps cards, litter cards, and I Care cards. 5 player pebbles to move spaces on the board. 40 coloured tokens to represent points. And materials containing 2 sets of paper, metal and glass. There are 2 different Earthcare game versions. This set will come with a canvas board filled with colour coordinated tiles and spaces for the equipment. Begin by placing the cards on the space at the top which matches the front of them, followed by the tokens in the middle and the materials at the bottom next to their matching name. Then each player chooses a different colour footprint player pebble and places it at the start. Shuffle and deal out 1 I Care card to each player and place an instruction side up in front of them. The rest are placed face down in a pile on the area marked I Care cards. An optional way to start is to have each player draw a How Many Steps card where the lowest drawn card goes first and turns are then taken in a clockwise direction. A How Many Steps card is what's used to determine the amount of spaces moved on the board. However many steps are displayed on the card is the amount of spaces moved. For example, you might draw 3 steps, 5 steps, or 2 steps. Say 2 steps was drawn. On your turn, simply you would follow directions and move 2 spaces. However, if a 6 steps card is drawn, you would follow directions as usual and then choose to draw the top I Care card or take another turn. Except for penalty tiles, the player who lands on the same tile as another player may collect an I Care card because working together is good for the Earth. The winner of the game is determined by the player who's earned the most points. Points can be earned by collecting tokens. Each token is worth a different value, where yellow is worth 1 point, blue 5, green 10, and red 20. When a player lands on an orange tile, 1 yellow token is collected. When a player lands on a may pick up litter tile, it means they may pick up 1 litter card and keep it. That is until they land on Do the Right Thing, Use the Right Bin tile, where they return the litter card to the board and a blue token is collected in return. No points are gained for landing on Do the Right Thing, Use the Right Bin, unless a litter card is put in. Litter cards will contain examples of the type of litter which impacts our environment. If a player lands on may save paper, metal or glass, then they pick up the material of the tile they land on, in this case, glass. However, it could also be paper or metal. When they land on a recycled paper, metal or glass, the material they picked up is returned to the board and a red token is collected. No points are gained for landing on recycled paper, metal or glass, unless the correct item is returned. Players may enter a nature or marine reserve only if they land on the tile that marks it. Where the word may appears in the rules or on the board, the player has the choice. Or additionally, because if there is no I Care or litter cards, glass, paper or metal left, then the player cannot collect them. If the player has decided to enter the nature or marine reserve, upon turns, they have the chance to either land on an I Care tile, earning an I Care card, or landing on a green tile, collecting a green token. If you land on How else can I care for the Earth, tell your fellow players your best new idea to care for the Earth. When they are happy with your answer, you can collect 1 I Care card or jump to the next tile. At any turn in the game, a player may use their I Care cards instead of drawing a How Many Steps card. A player may use 2 or more cards at once, adding the numbers on the cards together. For example, say the aim was to land on recycled paper. To use the I Care card, they would place it at the bottom of the I Care cards pile on the board and move the amount of spaces allocated in order to land on that tile. That way they can recycle the paper and collect points. Purple tiles are penalty areas, so if you land on I wasted water or I left the lights on, players return all yellow tokens back to the centre. If you land on "I left a mess" or used a single-use item, 1 blue token is to be returned to the board. And finally, if you land on "I left a bottle lying around", 1 red token is to be returned to the board. There are a few optional ways to end the game. For instance, you can play to a set time and see how many points all players collect by then, end when the last token has been won from the centre, determining how long you want the game to last by the amount of tokens started with in the middle, or play first to 50 points, or even when the combined points reach 100. The Earthcare game is also available as a board game, also made from eco-friendly materials. The same rules and instructions apply, except for one tile known as the Zero Waste Hero, where if landed on, the player takes 2 steps forward. To order games and find out more, go to www.earthcaregame.org. Now you know how to play the Earthcare game.